Hello and welcome to the News on the Hour, as brought to you from the Anglican Cable Network Nigeria. I am Rachel Egbunu. The Primate of all Nigeria Anglican Communion, His Grace the Most Reverend Nicholas Oko, has called on all candidates who vied for one political position or the other at the 2019 general polls to pursue peace and not to take laws into their hands. According to the Primate, in every contest there must be winners and losers, stressing that it is not possible for all contestants to be declared winners. Hence the need for the losers to embrace peace. Primate Oko made this call during an interview session with ACNN News correspondent Nwanne Ogechukwu in Abuja. The spiritual leader in strong terms condemned some criminal activities and violence that was witnessed during the polls.
The only election that is free, fair, credible, and acceptable is the one where everybody wins. Even in that is to say, there are two people contesting. The announcement is that A has won, B has won. There will be no fighting. As long as somebody has invested money, somebody has invested time and energy, and the result is not favorable, he has to find a way to say, to pursue his course until he's satisfied that actually there was some level of transparency. But I believe myself that there were some irregularities. Irregularities, not only irregularities, but terrible criminal behavior. Some people were killed. Some people even carried ballot boxes, and some were shot, and so on and so forth. So I look forward to a time when this level of criminality will not be associated with our elections, because it actually ought to be a simple yes and no.
The Primate further urged the youths to always conduct themselves in a peaceful manner, stating that it is bad that some engage in themselves in snatching ballot boxes and got killed at the process. He also admonished those at the position of power to try everything within their powers to project the country in a good way to the international communities.
Before the election, we did a lot to conscientize people and to advise them that most of the politicians have their investment and children outside. They should not surrender themselves to be killed. Because if you are killed, you will not benefit from the good governance. But unfortunately, all those pieces of advice fell on deaf ears. So my message to them is that what we said before the election, what we said during the election, and what we are now saying after the election, much more so, not only from my personal angle, from the angle of the Church of Nigeria, and also from the angle of the Peace Committee, we encourage people to be peaceful about elections, that our country deserves progress. We deserve progress. In the interest of our children and grandchildren and so on, we should do things in a way that will commend us to the international community and follow best practices all around the world.
Mothers have been said to be world changers who are created to set the world on fire for the Lord. Mothers of noble character should show forth both heavenly and earthly traits. They should operate in the wisdom of God. They should be connected to God and should be determined, refusing themselves to lose focus. This was the assertion of the wife of the Bishop of Lagos Island, Professor Muturayo Funke Olumakai, during her sermon at Our Saviour Anglican Church, TBS Lagos, during the Mother's Sunday celebration. She also admonished the women to stand firm in the Lord, no matter the challenges of life.
I said we are the ones that will set the world ablaze one day at the fullness of time, because of what is happening around us. Mothers of noble character, be vigilant. Now, as mothers of noble are you raising in your house? A mother of noble character in today's world should have both heavenly and earthly traits. We need wisdom, number one, to handle our homes.
Meanwhile, at the Cathedral Church of St. Paul, Omuaran, the case is different. Here is some eyewitness pictures sent to ACNNTV. Gunmen have reportedly killed one Mr. Gabriel Kola Abiodun, boss of the Akure Diocese of the Anglican Church of Nigeria. He was shot dead at the premises of the diocesan office at Alagbaka, GRA, Akure in Odo State, shortly after returning from a bank to collect money meant for the church. The bosser, who has been identified as Gabriel Kola Abiodun, was killed on Thursday by gunmen suspected to be armed robbers, who were said to have followed him after leaving the banking premises. According to an eyewitness who was at the scene of the incident, Abiodun was trailed down from the bank by 3 men armed with guns to the church, where they rained bullets on him.
Our bosser went to the bank to collect some money, and a vehicle followed him down to this place, one Corolla deep ash color, parked here. As he was entering, 2 people followed him, and before you could say Jack Robinson, just had gunshot. We dashed out to help him, and before we got to the hospital, he was dead. They went away with the money. How much? Well, I don't know the exact amount, but I know it's under $1 million. It's money to pay the retirees and maybe church evangelists.
Meanwhile, the spokesman for the Ondo State Police Command, Femi Joseph, has assured that killers of Mr. Gabriel Kola Abiodun will be arrested. He gave the assurance in an interview held shortly after the yet-to-be-identified armed men committed the murder.
Embark on a manhunt to ensure that we bring the perpetrators to book, and I want to assure you that in less than no time we will ensure that they are brought to justice.
We shall now go on a short commercial break. We shall be back shortly. Please stay tuned.
Hello there. Have you ever wondered why Jesus spoke in parables? What do you make of the word parable? Do you find it hard interpreting parables on your own? Don't worry, we have answers to those questions on Parables. Parables is a program that brings to bear what parable means and how it affects our day-to-day lifestyles, the church, the individual, and the society at large. Join me, Nzubechi Frank, as we explore the significance and the innate meaning of each parable of Jesus Christ. Coming to you every Saturday, 1 to 1:30 p.m. with repeat broadcast on Sundays, 7 a.m., Tuesdays, 3:30 p.m. and Thursdays, 7 a.m. from the Anglican Cable Network Nigeria, ACNN. God bless you.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at acnntv.com or youtube.com/ACNNTV. To be up to date with our news and other programs, download the ACNN app for Android from Google Play Store. And on national news, a federal high court sitting in Abuja has dismissed a suit filed by the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, and 2 other senators against the Inspector General of Police. Senator Saraki, alongside Senator Ben Murray Bruce and Senator Dino Melaye, had accused the police of alleged harassment during a protest in October 2018. The lawmakers and some chieftains of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, had staged a protest to the headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Abuja, demanding free and fair conduct of the 2019 general elections. The protesters also marched to the police headquarters but were stopped along the way and dispersed by security operatives. The police had invited the 3 senators involved in the protest for a chat afterwards, but they did not honor the invitation. The senators, however, filed a fundamental human rights enforcement suit before the Federal High Court. They sought a court order declaring their invitation by the police as illegal, unconstitutional, and a gross violation of their rights, as guaranteed by Sections 34 and 35 of the Constitution, as well as Article 11 of the African Charter on Peoples and Human Rights. The lawmakers also prayed the court to direct payment of 5 million naira to them by the respondent as exemplary damages arising from their humiliation, intimidation, and harassment, as well as the unlawful attempt to arrest them. Delivering his judgment on Thursday, Justice Oko Abang held that the suit lacked merit, as the applicants ought to have filed separate suits. He added that none of them personally deposed to affidavits in support of the application. The judge therefore ordered that the police invitation extended to the applicants on October 6th and 8th, 2018 remained valid. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, says it had made recoveries totaling over 117 billion naira since the beginning of 2019. The acting EFCC chairman, Mr. Ibrahim Magu, who disclosed this on Thursday in Abuja, said the commission recovered 239.16 billion naira in 2018. Mr. Magu made the disclosure during his appearance before the House Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes to give an appraisal of EFCC's 2018 budget performance and defend its 2019 budget proposal. He also revealed that the anti-graft agency obtained 313 convictions in 2018, while more than 190 convictions have been secured since January 2019.
In the course of the year 2019 financial year, the Commission obtained 313 convictions across its offices as shown below. It is instructive to note that the Commission has also obtained 192 convictions from January 2009 to date. In the first quarter of 2019 financial year, the Commission made recoveries which include cash recovery of 140.7 million naira, direct deposit of 2.021 billion naira, tax recoveries of 7.20 billion naira, subsidy recovery 3.06 billion naira, and USD recovery of 292 million US dollars.
Magu, however, identified incomplete budgetary releases as a major reason for the inability of the agency to meet its needs and obligations. He appealed to the House Committee to increase the budgetary allocation for the EFCC in 2019 in order to carry out its duties effectively. The Lagos State Police Command has arraigned one Inspector Ogunyemi Olalekan before a Chief Magistrate Court in Ebute Metta. Olalekan's arraignment on Friday comes barely 24 hours after he was dismissed for his alleged complicity in the killing of Kolade Johnson. Johnson was shot dead on Sunday by a police officer while he was watching a televised football match in Mangoro area of Lagos. According to a statement on Thursday by the police public relations officer in Lagos, Bala Alkana, Olalekan and one Sergeant Godwin Oji were apprehended following the incident. Both men were subjected to internal disciplinary proceedings known as orderly room trial during which 5 witnesses gave their testimonies in the case. In the course of the trial, both officers were tried on 3 counts bordering on discreditable conduct, unlawful exercise of authority, as well as action contrary to the Police Act and regulations. At the conclusion of the trial on Thursday, the police found Olalekan guilty of discreditable conduct by shooting and killing Kolade Johnson, among other offences. He was thereafter awarded the punishment of dismissal from the service and prosecution. On the other hand, the command said there was no evidence linking Sergeant Orji to the killing and was discharged and acquitted accordingly. It consequently handed Olalekan over to the Criminal Investigation Department, Panti, for prosecution in court. And that's how much you can take on today's news on the hour. We want to thank you for watching. I am Rachel Egbunu. Bye for now.